Hi guys, welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade. Today we're going to be making something called a winter beef pot. So what you're going to need is about 500 grams of diced beef. I've got one onion chopped, 2 celery stalks chopped, a handful of mushrooms sliced, a handful of chantenay carrots. I've got a little bit of olive oil, just to brown the meat in, some Worcester sauce, garlic puree, you can use fresh, tomato puree, I've got some smoked salt, mixed herbs and some garlic, black pepper even, and I've also got some plain flour for the diced beef, and this is going to help thicken it up. Before I forget as well, because obviously I already have, I have got 600 mils of beef stock, hot beef stock, already prepared, ready to go. It's a very quick, easy dish. So let's get this hot on. So I've popped some oil in there already. All I'm going to start doing is just dropping the meat in. It's not 100%, I'd say it's about 95% defrosted. It's not 100%. It doesn't matter, it's not white meat and it's not got a bone in it, so it's fine. And we'll leave this to brown up for a minute. I'm going to pop some flour in. This is plain flour. See, it's soaked up all that juice now at the bottom of the flour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some smoked salt. A few people have asked some questions about the smoked salt. So that is smoked salt. It's just like flaked sea salt but smoked. You can get it at Asda, you can get it on eBay, you can get it on Amazon as well. Obviously it's nowhere near as strong as normal salt. It has a slightly smoky taste, as it says, smoked salt. About half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. If you're using one of these pans and you've had it a while, you know, don't worry about these bits sticking at the bottom. As soon as you add this liquid in, it's going to be absolutely fine. So we're going to add in some Worcester sauce. Add it to your own tastes. My tastes are not the same as your tastes. Some garlic puree. I would say that's maybe 2 cloves. And I'm going for a tablespoon of the tomato puree. All this on the bottom of this pan, I say it every time, that is flavour. Flavour, flavour, flavour. So now I'm going to add in some of the stock. And I'm going to start bringing up some of that off the bottom. can hear it. I'm using a plastic spoon, by the way. Husband keeps telling me off about using metal. All I'm doing is getting that liquid to help me get up all them bits off the bottom. You can see as well it's thickening it already into a gravy, and we've not even really started to cook it properly yet. This winter beef is so nice, especially when the weather's changing and you know you've got them cold nights coming in. This is going to be with Hasselback potatoes, so I'm not going to add any potatoes into this. I'm going to cook them separate so they're nice and crispy. And it's also going to have a muffin top, a cheddar muffin top, which you'll see at the end. And I'm spraying gravy up the walls, so that's just wonderful. So I'm going to turn that down low now, and I'm going to add in my veggies. This is not even hard work, guys. This is so easy. Even those who leave me comments, I can't cook, I've never been able to cook, I'm going to give it a try. Come on guys, tell me what's hard about chucking things in a pot. I don't bring you anything too difficult. So what I'm going to do now is I've got this on the lowest heat, and I'm going to simmer it with the lid on timer, because I'm terrible. If I don't set a timer I forget. I'm going to simmer it for 30 minutes on the lowest heat, lid on, and I'll see you back here in 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been half an hour, so we'll take a look, see where we're up to. That just screams winter day, doesn't it? So I'm going to add a little bit more liquid in, because I'm going to put the lid on again for another half hour, because I really do want this sauce to cook down, and it will do. So don't worry about this extra water I've added in. It is going to cook down and thicken up still. I just want to be plenty juices there for the meat and everything to cook down in as well, because I want that to be nice and tender. So I'm going to leave that, timer another half an hour, and all I did in the meantime was I cooked up, I sliced some potatoes. So these are just regular potatoes that I've run some slices through, and I will roast these, and these are what they call Hasselback potatoes. Hopefully you can see. And I've just done that to all of them. You just remember not to go all the way through with the potato. Not a disaster if you do. But to these, grab a bowl. I'm going to add some olive oil. Let me move them before I knock them down. Some olive oil, some pepper. So I'm going to put some olive oil, some salt, some black pepper, and some parsley into there. So that mixture, just going to mix it up. All I'm going to do is paint these potatoes, basically. Make sure you get some down there in all them slots. This is what's going to help to crisp up your potatoes. And just continue to do this until you've done them all. Just take your time. Remember, there is no rush. your casserole is still cooking away. It's not done yet. I would put these potatoes in the oven at the same time though as when you transfer this into the oven, because they are going to take a little bit of cooking. Not even cooked yet and they look pretty. That's what you're after. Now, once I pop back after the next half an hour and we move this to the oven, I'll tell you what you need to make the muffin top. Okay? Thanks guys. Right, so it's been an hour on the hob. Remember, it's only been on the lowest setting, simmer. So try. This is where you'll want to adjust it. I think what I'm going to do with mine is pop in a tablespoon of Bisto. And let me see if that gives it what I think it needs. I use reduced salt stock cubes and everything, so it does, with mine it's not such a strong beefy taste I find with the stock cubes, so I do like to have that on hand. See if that was enough. Beautiful. That's all it took, was that 1 tablespoon of Bisto. Don't be afraid to add things like that in, guys. That has made all the difference. So I'm going to pop the lid on this, and this is going to go into the oven now. What time is it? It's 2:45. We're not eating for another couple of hours. So I'm going to put it into the oven on gas 3.5. Low down in the oven. And just leave it to do its own thing. So that's it. So that's just going to sit in there, do its thing, bothering no one. And I have a baking tray. These are the Hasselback potatoes we did earlier. And that's all we're going to do with those. There's nothing else to do with those. I'm going to give that half an hour before I put them in, because I've got a couple of hours yet. So the muffin top doesn't go on until the last 20 minutes of cooking. So that's what the Hasselback potatoes look like. So once they're cooked, they're going to be crispy and fan open a little bit. And that's the flavouring with the herbs and the smoked salt that you've brushed inside all of them layers will make it nice and crispy. So I'll come back when I put those in the oven and it's time to make the muffin top. Okay? Hey guys, and welcome back. We're going to now get on with the muffin top for this winter beef. So what you're going to need is 225 grams of plain flour sifted, 3 teaspoons of baking powder sifted, which is also in here. I've got 140 grams of cheddar coarsely grated. You want 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which I'll get in a second, and you want 150 ml of milk. Also in here I've added a teaspoon of dried parsley and a teaspoon of dried chives. So to this I'm going to add a good chunk of the cheese. I want some to sprinkle over the top as I put it into the oven. So to stop it going all claggy and sticking together, just mix it in with the flour so it has a little dusting. Some olive oil. Always the phone, isn't it? Always the phone. And I want 150 mils of milk. You don't want this to be too sticky. So if it turns out to be, I'm going to add just a bit less. If it turns out to be, add a little more flour. It really is that simple. There's no rocket science. So, just give it a mix. I haven't added all of the milk. Always remember you can put it in but you can't take it out. So I do need a little bit more. I definitely don't need any more milk. So I'm just going to clean up and I'll show you what we do with this. Okay. So I've took out the winter beef casserole. Oh, yum. See if I can zoom you in. There we go. Give that a good stir. All I'm going to do with this is take it out and all we're going to do is shape it into a muffin, essentially. Just press it out. It's not designed to fit this entire thing. So don't be thinking you've got to spread it out and fit the entire thing. And it's going to spread when it's in there. It's going to puff up and it's going to spread while it's in there, so don't worry about it. So I'll pop that on there. Then we're going to take the rest of the cheese . My daughter's going to be so happy. She'll be in cheese heaven. What we're going to do is put the lid on for 10 minutes and that'll start to puff it up and steam it. And then after 10 minutes I'll remove the lid so that it'll start to become crunchy on top and browned. Okay, so I'll show you that process as we get to it. So we're 10 minutes in with the lid on. So I'm going to take that off now. And as you can see, the muffin has expanded. That is one very cheesy, fluffed up muffin on top of there. So it's going to go back into the oven now and it's going to get crispy on top. My daughter's going to be super happy and I will show you when it's finished. Okay, there it is. I've just took it out of the oven. Lovely jubbly. Don't know why I said lovely jubbly, but there you go. I'm going to dish a little bit up for my daughter and then I'll show you mine and my husband's. I'll be back with you in a sec. So I'm just going to dish up. Out. So these are what the Hasselback potatoes turned out like. That's the cheddar muffin there. There we have a nice soft cheddar muffin, Hasselback potatoes and winter beef. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Give it a go. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.